Wang Lin and Li Yuan entered a mysterious underground tunnel hidden beneath a dead formation. Discovering they were likely the first to explore it since the fall of the celestial realm. As they ventured deeper, Wang Lin encountered a mysterious vortex where a strange eye offered to teach him a celestial spell in exchange for releasing a celestial restriction. Remaining cautious, Wang Lin refused, believing that only celestial spells he discovered himself were worth learning and remembering the lesson from the celestial slaughter art. He grabbed Li Yuan and quickly retreated. But after they left, the eye expressed its dislike for cautious people and released a bolt of red lightning that pursued Wang Lin through the tunnel. Wang Lin awakened Li Yuan, who realized he had been influenced by the vortex's strange force, and both agreed to leave immediately. Li Yuan placed a restriction on the exit while Wang Lin attempted to block the tunnel with thunder. But the red lightning instantly shattered the thunder and struck Wang Lin. He immediately recognized it as the terrifying Ji realm. Merging with his surroundings proved useless as the red lightning entered his origin soul. Wang Lin escaped the tunnel with Li Yuan and traveled over 30,000 kilometers away before sitting down to suppress the invading Ji realm. Li Yuan guarded him with his celestial swords while Wang Lin used vast amounts of origin energy to continuously wrap around the Ji realm, slowing its destructive power. Thanks to his past experience as a former owner of the Ji realm and the abundant origin energy within his body, Wang Lin managed to prevent his origin soul from being destroyed, although it required an enormous amount of origin energy to keep it contained. Meanwhile, a cultivator who had secretly followed Wang Lin entered the abandoned tunnel hoping to find treasures. Reaching the vortex, he was lured by the mysterious eye and its voice, which completely controlled his mind. The cultivator ultimately self-destructed his origin soul beside the vortex, allowing his flesh, blood, and the resulting explosion to weaken the seal imprisoning the entity. The seal eventually shattered, releasing a red light that absorbed the entire tunnel into the vortex before it disappeared. The mysterious being revealed that 5 of the 9 great seals had already been broken over the years and that it now possessed enough strength to activate the remaining 4 seals to lure more cultivators into breaking them. At the same time, powerful celestial spiritual energy fluctuations erupted from 4 different fragments throughout the Thunder Celestial Realm, attracting numerous cultivators, although powerful seals still blocked access to those locations. After successfully suppressing the Ji realm, Wang Lin realized he could expel it but instead chose to keep it sealed within his origin soul, believing it could become a life-saving weapon in the future despite the constant consumption of origin energy required to restrain it. Soon afterward, both Wang Lin and Li Yuan sensed violent tremors coming from the distant tunnel and immediately left the fragment without discussing what had happened there. While traveling through the void, Wang Lin revealed his intention to head for the collection pavilion mentioned in the Yao family elders' memories. Believing it contained genuine celestial spells, he asked Li Yuan to help break any restrictions protecting the pavilion. And Li Yuan readily agreed despite feeling an ominous premonition that a major event was about to occur. Guided by the elders' memories, Wang Lin recalled that the collection pavilion was protected by the 4 great families and inaccessible to outsiders unless its seals were broken. Using his origin energy to carry both of them, Wang Lin led Li Yuan directly toward the central fragment of the Thunder Celestial Realm where the collection pavilion was located. While traveling through the void toward the collection pavilion, Wang Lin was deeply shaken by the appearance of the Ji realm within the 5-colored vortex. He recalled that the Ji realm had reached its peak at the nascent soul stage and that he had only encountered it once before, on the 5 Elements planet, where its owner claimed it had been left behind by a deceased friend. This second encounter made Wang Lin wonder whether the Ji realm could truly evolve further. Although he tried to connect the concepts of Ji, Dao, and Shi, he lacked sufficient knowledge to understand their relationship. So he set the matter aside and focused on his destination. During more than a month of travel with Li Yuan, they noticed an unusually large number of cultivators crossing the void. Most were ascendant cultivators, with some illusory yin experts, all appearing excited and hurrying in different directions. Wang Lin eventually realized they were converging toward 4 different locations, suggesting that a major event had occurred within the Thunder Celestial Realm. Soon, a group of more than 10 powerful sword cultivators passed through the void, forcing everyone nearby to clear the way. One of them suddenly changed direction and respectfully greeted Wang Lin as Senior. The man introduced himself as Zhan Kongli, shocking the surrounding cultivators because of his great reputation as one of the Southern Domain's greatest young geniuses and a messenger of the Thunder Celestial Temple. Even Li Yuan was stunned to see such a famous figure treating Xu Mu with such respect. The surrounding cultivators speculated about Wang Lin's identity, believing he must be an important elder of the Thunder Celestial Temple. Zhang Kongli's respect was completely genuine because he believed Wang Lin had once hidden an even greater cultivation level and now appeared to have merely suppressed himself to the corporeal yang stage. He remembered Wang Lin's overwhelming strength from their previous encounter at the Thunder Lake and regretted not following Shen Gonghu's example at that time. Although Shen Gonghu had later been punished by both his family and the Thunder Celestial Temple, Zhang Kongli no longer looked down on him and instead admired his decision after witnessing Wang Lin's true abilities. When Wang Lin asked about the unusual movement of cultivators, Zhang Kongli explained that 4 fragments belonging to the Thunder Celestial Temple had begun emitting intense celestial spiritual energy. Although powerful restrictions still sealed the locations, everyone believed priceless treasures would appear once the seals were broken, attracting cultivators from every direction. After hearing this, Wang Lin understood why so many people were gathering but stated that he had other important matters to attend to. Zhang Kongli respectfully invited Wang Lin to join him and revealed that he and Shen Gonghu had agreed to meet at the left fragment to cooperate in obtaining the treasure. Wang Lin replied that he would only visit if time permitted. Even this uncertain answer greatly encouraged Zhang Kongli, who believed Wang Lin's possible presence would greatly increase their chances of success. After respectfully bidding farewell, Zhang Kongli rejoined his companions and continued toward the treasure site while his fellow cultivators remained amazed by the mysterious senior whom such an arrogant genius treated with sincere reverence. Wang Lin and Li Yuan traveled for several months toward the center of the Thunder Celestial Realm, where all other cultivators had disappeared. Using memories obtained from the Yao family, Wang Lin identified the location of the sealed fragment containing the collection pavilion. Li Yuan examined the area and detected an extremely subtle restriction similar to a celestial restriction. By continuously placing complex restrictions and activating his restriction heart, he gradually revealed the hidden fragment. As it appeared more frequently, Wang Lin observed a massive pavilion at its center with 4 towering horn-like structures, each occupied by a motionless cultivator. Li Yuan explained that completely breaking the restriction would require several months, but he could temporarily create an unstable passage with an 80% chance of allowing Wang Lin to enter. Wang Lin instructed Li Yuan to remain hidden and avoid becoming involved while he retrieved the celestial spell. Li Yuan activated a powerful restriction brand, opening a brief circular passage. Wang Lin immediately rushed through before it collapsed, while Li Yuan concealed himself with restrictions and waited outside. After entering the fragment, Wang Lin spread his divine sense and discovered that the entire fragment was isolated from the rest of the Thunder Celestial Realm by layers of restrictions, making it a forbidden area controlled by the 4 great families. One of the 4 guardians noticed his arrival and disappeared from the pavilion. As Wang Lin advanced, a black-robed corporeal young cultivator blocked his path and attacked, declaring that trespassers deserved death. The cultivator summoned celestial thunder, but Wang Lin fearlessly released his origin soul and devoured the thunder, astonishing his opponent. Wang Lin then summoned the fragment stamp, whose immense pressure ignored the black-robed man's techniques. Although the guardian escaped at the last moment by sacrificing blood essence, he was forced to retreat toward the pavilion and called for assistance. The remaining 3 corporeal young cultivators immediately joined him, surrounding Wang Lin with overwhelming killing intent. Wang Lin warned that the collection pavilion belonged to the celestial realm rather than the 4 families and demanded passage, declaring that even if he were defeated, half of them would die. The guardians rejected him, claiming only Nirvana Scryer cultivators from their families were qualified to enter. A fierce battle erupted. 2 guardians combined their powers to create a massive yin-yang formation to hold back the fragment stamp, while the other 2 attacked Wang Lin with magical treasures and powerful spells. Wang Lin used spatial bending to instantly appear behind the black-robed cultivator, froze him with the stop spell, destroyed his physical body with a finger strike, and exposed his origin soul. The karma whip lashed the escaping soul, severely weakening it. Wang Lin then released the 1 billion soul flag, whose black mist trapped the origin soul. When the guardian saw the blood ancestor imprisoned within the soul flag, he lost his composure, allowing the black mist to completely capture him. Simultaneously, Wang Lin summoned the Beast Bone Tattoo to intercept another guardian controlling a giant tornado. The Beast Bone released an overwhelming evil aura that terrified everyone present. The guardian's tornado instantly turned to stone, and the Beast Bone's petrifying power spread across his arm. He severed the infected limb to stop the corruption, but the petrification continued spreading through his body. Finally, he abandoned his physical body with his origin soul as his entire body transformed into a lifeless stone statue. After effortlessly capturing one guardian and destroying another's body, Wang Lin faced the remaining defenders. Surrounded by the fragment stamp, the soul flag, the beast bone, and his overwhelming combat strength, he coldly demanded once again whether they still believed he was unqualified to enter the collection pavilion. The cultivation families of the All-Heaven star system were organized by the length and origin of their inheritances rather than by planetary rank. Ordinary peak families ruled the main cultivation planets, while above them stood the four great families that inherited the legacy of the celestial realm, whose ancestors had once been celestials of the Thunder celestial realm. Beyond these were six even older families that had survived since the ancient cultivation era before the celestial realm collapsed, including the mysterious Shang family and Li Yuan's family, though most had declined over time, leaving only two still flourishing. Above them all existed a single primordial cultivation family that had endured since the earliest ages, witnessing the evolution of cultivation, the fall of the celestial realm, and the rise of the Thunder Celestial Temple. This family likely possessed ancient secrets and supreme celestial techniques. Wang Lin had already learned this hierarchy from Li Yuan, so he remained completely calm when facing the four great families. After seeing Wang Lin's overwhelming strength, the two elders guarding the collection pavilion admitted they could not stop him and asked for his name. Wang Lin introduced himself as Xu Mu. One elder, representing the Chen family, suspected he might be connected to the Shu family of planet Donglin. But when Wang Lin gave no confirmation, the elder instead invited him to become a guest elder of the Chen family. Wang Lin replied that he would consider it after entering the collection pavilion, since at least two of the four great families were required to open the pavilion. The three surviving cultivators worked together, causing the four corner horns to merge and form a light doorway leading inside. Before Wang Lin entered, the Chen elder explained that every cultivator experienced a different journey inside, but the longer one remained, the more valuable the celestial spell obtained in the end. Wang Lin already knew from the Yao family members' memories that no traps existed inside, so he confidently stepped through the entrance. After Wang Lin entered, the elders reflected that they had underestimated him. They believed his cultivation normally limited him to the fourth floor of the collection pavilion, but his spells and treasures far exceeded theirs. They admitted he had intentionally shown mercy during their battle because he needed them alive to open the pavilion. The Chen elder reaffirmed his intention to recruit Wang Lin into the Chen family and asked the others not to compete with him, promising compensation for the losses they had suffered if Wang Lin accepted the invitation. Inside the collection pavilion, Wang Lin arrived in a mysterious space filled with gray mist where divine sense could not spread and faint voices echoed all around him. The mist condensed into a humanoid figure with an ordinary appearance but an aura unlike any cultivator. Knowing this was the standard cultivation assessment described in the Yao family members' memories, Wang Lin placed his palm against the figure's hand. A mysterious force flowed through his body before the figure announced that Wang Lin possessed the cultivation of a rank 8 greater celestial, granting him access to the fourth floor of the collection pavilion. Wang Lin realized that the celestial ranking system differed from ordinary cultivation realms and wondered what rank he would attain after reaching the peak of the corporeal yang stage. As the mist figure began to disappear, signaling his transfer to the fourth floor, Wang Lin realized that his cultivation would only allow him to obtain celestial spells from that level. Since higher floors contained increasingly superior techniques, he suddenly conceived a daring plan. He summoned the white-robed woman sealed inside his pagoda and used his origin energy to control her, placing her hand against the fading mist figure before it vanished completely. The figure trembled violently before announcing that she possessed the cultivation of a rank 9 celestial lord, granting access to the 9th floor of the collection pavilion. Wang Lin immediately withdrew the woman back into the pagoda. Overwhelmed with excitement, He understood that this clever deception had elevated his qualification from merely relying on luck to obtain a 4th-floor spell to gaining the opportunity to freely choose from the far more valuable celestial spells available on the 9th floor. Wang Lin climbed the endless steps after the mysterious figure disappeared, while the steps behind him vanished one by one. Outside the collection pavilion, the 3 waiting cultivators noticed rays of light emerging from the pavilion. They initially believed Wang Lin had only reached the 5th floor, assuming he possessed hidden corporeal yang or even half-step nirvana scryer cultivation. Their shock intensified when 7 rays of light appeared, indicating the 7th floor, and reached its peak when 9 rays of light illuminated the sky, signifying that Wang Lin had entered the legendary 9th floor, something even the ancestors of their families had never achieved. Unable to explain this through cultivation alone, they concluded that only extraordinary luck could account for it. After reaching the 9th floor, Wang Lin found a simple pavilion filled with wooden shelves containing celestial jades that proved to be intangible illusions. A cultivation mat was equally untouchable. The only unusual object was a painting depicting a tree with half-yellow leaves and a young boy cultivating beneath it. In the corner of the painting was the inscription, "Call the wind. Summon the rain. Magic arsenal. Lands collapse, mountains crumble. Dark moon. Clear skies." Unable to interact with anything else, Wang Lin concluded that the painting concealed the true inheritance. He devoted himself entirely to studying it, eventually noticing that the boy's hand seals subtly changed every few hours. After memorizing all the seals over 8 days, Wang Lin reproduced them. Each completed seal caused the pavilion to tremble, and when he finished the final seal, his consciousness was pulled into the painting. Inside the painting, Wang Lin became the young boy beneath the tree. The inscription transformed into drops of ink that fell from the sky as the empty world filled with countless indistinct celestial figures. Soon, a powerful being appeared and explained that while Master Carefree painted the collection pavilion for Celestial Lord Run By, he would simultaneously preach the Tao to those gathered. Demonstrating the celestial spell, Call the Wind, he summoned a terrifying black wind that became 9 black dragons capable of extinguishing the life force of all living beings. The overwhelming power shattered Wang Lin's origin soul. At that moment, another gentle voice explained that the Celestial Emperor's spell would be recorded within Master Carefree's painting and stored on the 9th floor of the collection pavilion, where only someone with sufficient luck could comprehend it. Wang Lin's shattered origin soul transformed into ink, writing the words, "Call the Wind," before reforming and returning to his body. Wang Lin awakened in the pavilion, deeply shaken by what he had experienced. He realized that the painting had been created by the same mysterious Master Carefree whose works he had encountered previously. Understanding that he had obtained the supreme celestial spell, Call the Wind, he ignored all the illusory treasures and left the 9th floor, believing nothing else there compared to the inheritance he had received. Meanwhile, the 3 cultivators outside gradually recovered from their astonishment. Their admiration gave way to overwhelming jealousy as they imagined the unimaginable celestial spell Wang Lin had acquired. When Wang Lin finally emerged, he remained lost in thought, still processing the profound enlightenment he had received. Seeing his distracted state, the 3 cultivators immediately recognized a rare opportunity, deciding that obtaining the 9th floor celestial spell was more valuable than fulfilling their original mission of recruiting him. They abandoned all hesitation, unleashed their strongest treasures and techniques, and simultaneously launched a surprise attack against Wang Lin. Wang Lin was suddenly attacked by the 3 surviving cultivators, who were determined to kill him and seize the celestial spell hidden on the 9th floor of the collection pavilion. Cultivator Chen formed a hand seal, causing countless silver needles glowing with blue light to appear before him. At the same time, a gigantic illusory figure filled with celestial spiritual energy manifested behind him and pointed toward Wang Lin, sending the silver needles flying toward his back with overwhelming force. Cultivator Song activated a yin-yang pattern crackling with lightning and packed with powerful origin energy before hurling it toward Wang Lin. While advancing behind the attack, he formed another strange seal that produced a long black silk thread surrounded by dense green mist, radiating immense pressure. Meanwhile, the female cultivator Lu, who had already lost her physical body, spat out a small crystal fan, infused it with her origin energy, and transformed it into 6 enormous dragons that surrounded Wang Lin from every direction, sealing off every possible escape route. All three cultivators had bloodshot eyes and were driven solely by greed for the supreme celestial spell, unleashing everything they had in a coordinated assault. At that moment, Wang Lin was still immersed in the mysterious enlightenment he had obtained from observing the wind inside the painting. His consciousness remained in a trance, replaying the incomprehensible scene again and again. As the three attacks closed in, he instinctively raised a finger and softly uttered the words, calling the wind. The instant those words left his mouth, a strand of black wind emerged from his fingertip before rapidly expanding into a terrifying storm that engulfed the surrounding world. A freezing gale swept across the fragment, causing the sky to darken as though it were retreating in fear. The entire fragment trembled violently while an ancient, majestic aura spread across heaven and earth. It was as if the land itself remembered this forgotten spell and the heavens had once suffered beneath its power. After countless years, the legendary celestial spell once wielded by the Celestial Emperor had appeared once again. The black wind immediately swept toward the three cultivators. Chen's silver needles exploded the moment they touched the wind. Completely unable to resist even for an instant, the celestial phantom surrounding him dispersed like smoke scattered by a breeze. Realizing that Wang Lin had truly mastered the 9th floor celestial spell, Chen was overwhelmed with terror. He felt as though he were facing the power of heaven itself and completely lost the courage to resist. He instantly abandoned all thoughts of fighting and teleported away in panic. However, the black wind ignored the laws of space. Before Chen could escape, the wind overtook him, forcing him out of teleportation. His body trembled, the light in his eyes faded, and both his body and origin were extinguished like a candle blown out by a storm. Leaving nothing behind, Song suffered almost the same fate. His yin-yang pattern shattered immediately upon contact with the black wind, and his physical body was destroyed in the same instant. Horrified, he abandoned his body and fled as an origin soul, desperately trying to escape before the wind completely consumed him. Lu's crystal fan likewise disintegrated the moment it encountered the black wind. Since she had already existed only as an origin soul, she could do nothing except retreat in fear, abandoning all hope of defeating Wang Lin. As suddenly as it had appeared, the terrifying black wind vanished completely, leaving no trace behind. Wang Lin's mind immediately regained clarity, and he finally understood that he had successfully comprehended the celestial spell called the wind. Although his face turned deathly pale from the tremendous expenditure of origin energy, he did not hesitate. He took a step forward and summoned the billion soul flag, releasing endless black mist that surged toward Lu. At the same time, he spat out a grain of sand that instantly transformed into the mountain stamp and chased after Song's fleeing origin soul. The mountain stamp caught Song almost immediately and slammed down with overwhelming force. Song screamed miserably as he released all of his remaining origin energy in a desperate attempt to escape. Before he could flee, however, the karma whip suddenly appeared, wrapped around his origin soul, and dragged him directly before Wang Lin. Filled with terror, Song desperately begged for mercy, repeatedly admitting his mistakes and pleading for his life. Wang Lin ignored every word. With an indifferent expression, he pinched his fingers together, instantly crushing Song's origin soul into pure origin energy, which he immediately absorbed into his body. The powerful origin energy circulated through his meridians, easing the severe depletion caused by Call the Wind and restoring much of his strength. Without wasting any time, Wang Lin pursued Lu, who was already trapped within the endless black mist of the soul flag. Inside the dense fog, the karma whip repeatedly lashed out until her origin soul could no longer resist. Wang Lin shook the soul flag, forcing her origin soul out into his grasp. Lu screamed that the Lu family would never forgive him if he killed her and threatened endless retaliation. Wang Lin remained completely unmoved. He crushed her origin soul without hesitation and devoured it, absorbing yet another large amount of origin energy. Although his complexion became healthier after absorbing the two origin souls, Wang Lin still showed signs of exhaustion. He then reached into the soul flag and removed the origin soul of the first cultivator he had previously killed inside the collection pavilion. He crushed that origin soul as well and absorbed its origin energy before finally sitting down to cultivate and stabilize the enormous amount of energy he had obtained. After a long period of cultivation, Wang Lin gradually recovered. His complexion mostly returned to normal, although traces of paleness still remained. When he finally opened his eyes, he exhaled a mouthful of black, foul air. revealing just how severe the burden of using Call the Wind had been. He carefully reflected on the battle and realized that although he had only gained a small amount of comprehension of the spell, its power was already unimaginably terrifying. During its activation, it had consumed origin energy at such an incredible rate that it had nearly drained all the origin energy surrounding his G realm. Had he failed to replenish his energy by devouring the 3 origin souls immediately afterward, the consequences could have been disastrous. Wang Lin also felt that Call the Wind resembled a devil spell more than a celestial spell because of its horrifying destructive power and its enormous energy requirements. He concluded that in future battles, he would need to prepare several yin-yang cultivators' origin souls beforehand if he wished to use the technique safely. After recovering, Wang Lin collected the storage bags left behind by the 3 dead cultivators. Looking at the collection pavilion, he felt unwilling to leave behind such an extraordinary treasure. He knew that if it could have been moved normally, the 4 great families would have long ago removed it from the celestial realm by force. As he considered the problem, he suddenly remembered the mysterious words spoken within the painting about Master Carefree creating a painting for the opening of the collection pavilion. At the same time, he recalled the sequence of hand seals demonstrated by the young boy beneath the tree. He remembered that when he had unconsciously performed those seals before, the collection pavilion had slightly trembled. Realizing he might have discovered the pavilion's true method of control, Wang Lin immediately approached it and carefully performed the same series of hand seals once again. As soon as he completed them, the entire collection pavilion began shining with brilliant light. Before his eyes, the enormous pavilion continuously shrank until it became no larger than the palm of his hand before flying directly into his grasp. Holding the miniature collection pavilion in his palm, Wang Lin could no longer contain his excitement. Even with his usually calm personality, he burst into joyful laughter. Knowing that he had obtained one of the greatest treasures within the celestial realm,